Hey you guys, I hope everybody had a fantastic spring break. I will now be filming these notes and examples from my house. So I have a nifty little phone holder that I can use to film these guys. But before we get started, I want to talk about fourth quarter and expectations and due dates. So this assignment that we'll talk about today is due on April 13th, Monday, April 13th. So I've made it so these assignments are only going to be available a week, so 7 days past its due date. Okay, so this date right here, this assignment will only be available until April 20th, 7 days after. After that, it will not be available on Canvas anymore. This is going to help you stay up to date on assignments. This is going to help me stay up to date with grading. That way neither of us get far behind and we're still moving with the pace of normal class as if we were in class. Okay, but you do have a week to do it. I don't dock you guys for doing it late, but as soon as those 7 days are up, it will not be available to do anymore. Okay, awesome. So let's jump right into it. So we are in fourth quarter now. That means we are going to be introducing new concepts, and that is going to be a bit of a challenge. Like, I realize that, you guys, so please, if you have any questions, please email me. I'm happy to answer those. Okay, today we are actually going to start talking about trigonometric ratios. Okay, so we're learning about trigonometry now. Okay, so number one, this is like super important. Okay, it says, what are the three trigonometric ratios and what do they stand for? Okay, so on your paper, well, I'm going to draw it for you. Okay, but we have the three trigonometric ratios we write as SOH, S-O-H, CAH, C-A-H, and TOA, T-O-A. I know that sounds really weird. It's going to make sense in just a second. Okay, so CAH, TOA. If you guys want to say that back 10 times to memorize it, that would be awesome. Okay, but over here, we're going to actually explain what these three things mean. So we always are dealing with right triangles now. Notice on your paper, all we are dealing with are right triangles. Okay, we know that our hypotenuse, this is going to be the important part. The hypotenuse of a right triangle is always across from that right angle. Okay, notice the H in SO and CA, those actually stand for hypotenuse. Okay, so let's actually write out what these guys stand for. So the S in SO stands for sine. Okay, not sin, sine. Okay, sine right there. Okay, the H stands for opposite, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Opposite. Okay, and the H, hypotenuse. Okay, so sine is always with opposite hypotenuse. So, okay, again, we're going to talk about this. This will all make sense. CA, the C in CA stands for cosine. Okay, that's a trigonometric function. Cosine deals with its adjacent angle, which we'll talk about in a second. And again, H is hypotenuse. Awesome. So we have CA, sine goes with opposite, hypotenuse, cosine goes with adjacent and hypotenuse. And now we have TOA. Our third trigonometric function is called tangent. Tangent. Okay, our tangent function goes with our O. Again, we've seen it in SO. Again, that's opposite. And A, we've seen it in CA, adjacent. Okay, awesome. So now we know what they actually are, but let's make these make a little more sense. Okay, I know that's a little weird right now, but let's try 2, 3, and 4, and then you guys will do 5, 6, and 7 on your own. Okay, so let's go to number 2. I'll zoom it in just a little bit for you guys. Okay, so this is asking, so notice it'll give you the function. Okay, it'll give you sine, either sine, cosine, or tangent. Number 2, it's sine. Okay, so if we're trying to find sine, which one do you think we're going to have to use? Okay, so sine right there. Okay, but notice also it's giving you the angle that we need to use. This is super important, you guys. Okay, it's giving you the angle, sine of angle A. Okay, notice this right here. That's our angle A, and that is super important because that is going to tell you what is your opposite angle, what's your adjacent angle, or side, excuse me, in order to find that, okay? So we're trying to find sine of angle A. Angle A is this guy right there, okay? So let's go back up here. Sine, we have opposite over hypotenuse, okay? Opposite over hypotenuse. So we have A. What is our opposite angle from A? You just look straight across. Opposite O. Okay, 24 would have been adjacent. And then 30 is our hypotenuse. So you can go ahead and label those. Opposite, 18. Adjacent means right next to A. That's 24. And 30 is our hypotenuse. Okay, well sine, and I'm going to actually rewrite it like this. This is another way to write it. Sine is so opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, so what is our opposite over our hypotenuse? Excuse me. So we have opposite 18 over our hypotenuse 30. Awesome. Our very last thing that we need to do with this is reduce that fraction, and that is our answer. Okay. So I know that 18 and 30 are both even numbers. That means we can divide them both by 2 to reduce it down. 18 divided by 2, 9. 30 divided by 2, 15. Okay, so we know it can't, is there any, actually, yeah, there's more we can do to reduce this. Okay, 9 and 15, they do share a factor. Factor that they share is 3. Okay, 9 divided by 3, I'll rewrite it over here. 3, 15 divided by 3, 5. Okay, that's fully reduced. 3 and 5 don't share any factors, so we know that sine of A equals 3 over 5. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, so let's go to number 3. So notice now we're not finding sine anymore. This stands for cosine. Okay, so we have cosine of A again, angle A. So let's use our angle, that's right here, and let's label our adjacent, opposite, and hypotenuse. So adjacent's always right next to it. Okay, so we have adjacent angle, it's always right next, or adjacent side, excuse me, always right next to your angle. We have opposite right across, 36, and hypotenuse is always across from our right angle. So there's our A, our O, and our H. Okay, well, which two are we needing when it's cosine? Look back up here. We have ca. A cosine is adjacent over our hypotenuse. So I'm going to write that a little differently. Ca adjacent over our hypotenuse. Okay, so I know my adjacent, 27, over my hypotenuse, 45. Okay, perfect. And now we can reduce it. 27, I know, can be divided by 3. 45 can be divided by 3 as well. Okay, so let's go ahead, divide it by 3. Divide it by 3. Okay, 27 divided by 3 is 9. 45 divided by 3, 15. Okay, just like on number 2, we can divide these. They both share a 3. Whoops, sorry. Let's see. And we would get 9 divided by 3, 3, 15 divided by 3, 5. Completely reduced, so we know that cosine of A equals 3 over 5. completely reduced. Okay, you must reduce these fractions, meaning if they have a factor in common, notice they had 3 and 3, you can reduce it down. Okay, awesome. Let's try one more. So number 4 is our third trigonometric function. It is tangent. Okay, so we have tan here. Tangent of angle what though? Super important. Angle Z. That's right there. So let's label our opposite, our adjacent, and our hypotenuse. Okay, adjacent is always right next to it. Okay, so 27 is our adjacent side. 36 is across from it. That means 36 is our opposite side. And 45 is across from our right angle. That means that is our hypotenuse. Perfect. So we are trying to find tangent of angle Z. Okay, so let's go back up here to tangent. Tangent, I need the opposite side and the adjacent side. Opposite over adjacent. So I'm going to rewrite that again. Tangent, I need TOA, opposite over adjacent. Okay, well from angle Z, our opposite is 36 over our adjacent 27. Okay, again, this can be reduced. You can see that 36 and 27 both again can be divided by 3. Okay, 36 divided by 3, 12, 27 divided by 3, 9. Okay, again, they share 3 divided by 3 divided by 3, and that is going to give me 12 divided by 3 is 4, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, completely reduced. 12 divided by 3, 4, 9 divided by 3, 3. Completely reduced, so you can rewrite this. Tangent of angle Z is 4 over 3. Perfect. Okay, use those as your examples. You're going to have to do 5, 6, and 7 on your own. Okay, remember, it tells you the function, which will tell you which two sides you'll need, but then it tells you the angle, okay? Once it tells you the angle, go ahead and find its adjacent, its opposite, and its hypotenuse. That's going to make it so much easier. Okay, so you guys are doing 5, 6, and 7 on your own. Make sure that when you submit this either on Canvas or on Woot Math that you guys show your work. Okay, on Woot Math, you must either type in the answers or use the little pencil to show your work right there. I give you guys the answers. That means I'm grading you on the work. Okay, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Okay.